We back again. Can we keep it a podcast, man? What a great day of football. The weather was great. Coach, remember 2 years ago, the last Thanksgiving Day game we had? I remember it was so cold. You had Burrville, you had Coventry, Westerly. None of them teams could wear their cleats. They had to wear like their real personal running shoes, no traction. Do you remember that game?
Oh yeah, we actually we had to cancel and we had to postpone our Thanksgiving game for like 2 days. It was brutal. But what a big difference it was today. Today was a beautiful day to play football.
I heard, I know about the game that I was at up here in town in Wesley. That place was packed, the bleachers, the fence line, all the way around. Salute to Wesley too. They actually had the seniors from last year. They called their name, their number, before the coin flip. They got to walk on the field, and then they got to stay on the sideline, throughout the game, just because they didn't get that opportunity last season, and salute to them because I didn't really hear a lot of schools kind of showing homage to their class of last season. Did you guys do anything? But do you guys have pep rallies or anything?
No, not really. We have a prep rally. It's a little different. We're a small school. It's a little different than most schools. Wesley's a big school, big football community. We're trying to get there. So hopefully we can change the culture and change some of that up and start getting better at that process also.
But a busy place though, right? Place was packed.
So I'll tell you what, the place, yeah, our stands were packed. It wasn't an empty seat there, so it was good to see. Narragansett, they do travel pretty good, and EWG and Proud, we're more and more getting more people to come to the games.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations, number 6 seed going into the Super Bowl for the first time. First time going into the Super Bowl and the first time a number 6 seed makes it to the Super Bowl. So first off, congratulations to that.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't know that was the first time ever. Even when they only had 3 divisions, 6 seed in Division 3 never made it past the first round. So that's a great accomplishment and says a lot for my team and how they prepare and how they play.
Was there a reason why, how traditionally one plays the 6 and the highest seed plays the lowest? Division 4 had a different system this year.
I've never witnessed that before. So I guess that happens more so than not. So when I looked at it, I said I thought it was just a typo. Unless everybody thought that we were going to lose, and but
it wasn't. It wasn't a typo.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
You're
so
in the Super Bowl.
In a good way.
You upon against it. Now you said going into this game that you was going to give your young guys a chance to play. You wasn't sure if you were going to play your starters. What happened?
So what we did is, I wanted to get my starters out there and play. Get that weekly game under their belt. Keep with the structure, line them up, get that blood going, and run some plays defensively and offensively. Get some positive yards, make some big stops. Their Narragansett's first 2 drives, they went 3 and out. So I felt really good about that. We moved the ball down offensively, and we still had to punt, but I felt good at that point. And then, I wasn't going to risk it. One of my players got banged up a little bit, and that's when we started putting in our younger kids. And the backups really got in. They get into the varsity games once in a while, so I wanted to see more of the backups to see how they would continue that growth before we put in all the younger kids. And, there's a difference between our starters and our backups and then our younger kids. You can see the difference but every kid played, and that was our goal. And their parents are excited. They get to see, the kid out there playing and not just 1 or 2 plays. Most of them were playing the second half. They were playing 2 quarters or a whole entire quarter. So it was good to see some of these young kids and give them the experience they're going to need for next year.
And it was nice on a holiday. Places packed, beautiful day. Families are in town, so grandmas, papas, brothers home. They got to see the young Bulls play on the field. Now you got a team that won the Super Bowl, a team that's going into the Super Bowl. Narragansett really has nothing to lose, like all out attack. You guys have a lot to lose. You're going up against, you know, I was trying to think of something clever, but you're going up against, King Cook over there. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, over at Ponagansett.
well, what happened was I talked to Matt Blessing about our games. He understood exactly where I was, and he understood. Again, once young kids come in, my young kids will come in. He doesn't want to, doesn't want any of my kids to get hurt. He still wanted his seniors to go out with a bang. But it was a very competitive game, and early. And once we started making the change, that it got away. But yeah, now we're focused on the top dog. We're focused on Ponagansett. They got a great coaching staff there. Their players are are very good, and they know that system. They played it in for 4 years, so we got our hands full. And I'm excited the fact that we're there. I'm excited that we have an opportunity to play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be good. Ponagansett, they have to be careful. They really haven't played a lot of football. They played one game in the last 20 days, and now they have some more time off. But I think it's gonna be a great game. You guys played last season, couple competitive games. This year they got you over 28-0. I heard Ponagansett got beat 42-0 today by the Broncos.
Yeah, me and Coach Cook, we had a conversation a couple of days ago, yesterday, and again this morning before our game. He's in the same boat I am. What do you do? Yeah, do you play your guys? Do you shoot? Do you try to go all out? And he basically did the same exact thing, that I did. His starters went out there for a little while, and then he started getting his younger guys in. It's a tough situation of where we are and how the season ended, where we have to play our Super Bowl after our Thanksgiving game, and hopefully next year it doesn't happen that way to any team. But you're faced with adversity, and as a head coach, we made a decision to play our younger kids and give them the experience. And I'm glad that it was well worth it. I'm glad that we did that, because at the end of the game, I had grandparents that I never saw before from my players. Thought it was the greatest thing that they've seen. They were able to see their grandkid play football for a while, meaning they were out there for the whole entire second half of the game. They don't normally get out in the game because it's a varsity, and especially near the end of the year, we didn't have any other JV games. But they were appreciative, and they just had the time of their life seeing their grandkid play. So that meant a lot to me. I appreciated that, and I'm glad that we made that decision.
Especially a Thanksgiving Day game, because like you said, that's a varsity thing. It's the end of the year. Like freshmen usually don't they barely get to look at the field. They get to run out on the field to open the game, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. And so, me and my coaching staff, we sat down and, we came up with a game plan. And I just thought the risk is too high. So instead of just going out there with our starters, risking anybody, let's see what these younger kids have and give them the experience and give them the joy of playing football. And I'm excited that they were able to get out there, and it was a wonderful thing.
I seen a mutual friend of ours, kind of a celebrity sighting. I seen your former assistant coach Josh Martin in town with his parents up at the Westerly game. Sporting his
Mhm.
Florida team gear. Salute to Josh Martin. What a great coach. But it was nice to see. It's nice to see him there. Seeing I haven't seen him in a couple of seasons. Boy, I bet you miss Coach Martin.
I do. I do.
Not to
You
say
know,
anything about your staff now, but I know Coach Martin was definitely an asset.
oh, he was, and my staff knows. He has a lot of knowledge. He brought a lot to my program last year, and I didn't want to lose him, but I understood. He had to do what was best for him and his family, and I wish he was still on the staff, but he's not here, so we had to move forward, and who knows? Maybe things will change next year, and maybe he's back. I don't know. We'll
But
have,
he knows if he ever comes back to town, he's got a job waiting for him.
he knows he likes, him and I talked about, about the future a while ago. and if he doesn't have a job anywhere else, because I know he wants to be a head coach, and I know one day he will be, and he'll be a
Oh
good
yeah,
one.
definitely.
But if not, he's on my staff. It's waiting for him. So
His father, Rick Martin, coached Charahoe for a long time, was a coach up at UMass Dartmouth, so, Josh definitely knows. He has a pretty good football IQ, so, salute to Josh Martin. Um, yeah, so coach, we'll get ready for your game. Hopefully, I don't really like this having your Super Bowl after Thanksgiving. Now that we got used to playing at Thanksgiving, either keep it before or after. I mean, it's just
yeah,
it kind of hurts because what do you do? I know Coach Cook didn't want to play, and I know you guys felt pressured, and I'm sure Coach Cook felt a little bit more pressure than you because I mean Narragansett won a Super Bowl, Barberville hasn't. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
it was tough. Yeah, and he had to make a decision just like I did, and he feels because I talked to him after his game. He felt he made the right decision. He got his starters out there in the beginning a little bit, and then he got them out of there. So he wants to be healthy. I want to be healthy. We both want to put on a great performance for the Super Bowl, and this is the only way you can do it. So shout out to him and his staff for doing the same thing, and his younger kids were able to get the experience at a varsity level. So both teams had to do what we had to do, and for me it worked out. I'm pretty sure it did for him as well.
short season COVID going right into football. Coach Gary Goodhart says he's going to appreciate a little break. He said as much as because I said I'm ready to start tomorrow. I'm ready to get the season started again. And he's and I know you worked your butt off during that COVID season. You was trying to implement these things, calling the league, contacting all these inventors. What kind of splash guys can we get? Do you feel the same? Do you need a break?
Yeah, this was a long season, back to back. I love football, so I don't mind. I love the process. I love everything about it, from breaking down film to everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to after the end of the season. I'm probably going to take a month off. I'm going to give my staff a month off. I'm going to allow the kids to just relax because it was a big year for us. And normally we start a week after the season. I'm going to wait till the third week of January to start our off-season workout program.
There you go. Coach Fortin, EWG, going to be in the Super Bowl. Everybody check that out. Your game's going to be on NFHS, so
Oh,
it's going to cost you guys. You're going to have to pay like $7-8, but I get the NFHS package, at least for the playoffs. There's a lot of good games on there. So, yeah, your game's going to be on that NFHS joint. You know what I mean? Be able to watch you guys on the big screen with
I want
announcers
everybody
and
to come to the
everything.
game.
Announcers, they got professional announcers like, look, RIL spares no expense. They fly them all in. You know what I mean? You're getting Charlie Gruden. It's not the same. It's Gruden with a J. It's pronounced different. But you are getting a Gruden. No, but they have these announcers come in and they do a pretty good job. I think they do a pretty good job.
Now, I'm hoping for a packed house. I know Pontigansett, their fans are going to come out. They're wild. It's great to go scout them and hear them. They really wild out over there. Our group has really came out and supported the team. So I'm hoping between both communities that we pack the house, and show support for Pontigansett, show the support for EWG Proud, and let's rock this house and let's have a great time.
Yeah, definitely. So get out there December 4th. It's going to be early game, right? You guys have to, because there's two games that game. The D1
Yeah, we're the
is,
we're the 12 o'clock kickoff. So
so
come at
you're like the
11:30.
pre-show. So
Yeah,
you're the group that gets in there, gets it all warmed up.
we get the house rocking. Then they can come out and
Then you ain't gonna want to see Division One after that.
Division 4 is the best division right now.
Yeah, a
I'm a
lot of
little biased.
smoke.
I might be a little biased.
Oh, while I got you on here, I want to say congratulations to Coach McCormick, the whole staff up there at UMass Dartmouth. This team is 75% freshmen. What a big freshman class, and congratulations to the Rhode Island players that Kobe Stockwell coming in out of Burrville, Dante Alves. Santos, here's a kid, freshman, came in, true freshman. You know, when UMass's quarterback went down, Dante came in and lit it up. JP Mason, another Providence kid. So congratulations, Coach McCormick. They're gonna be fitted for their rings tomorrow, man. They must be very excited. They win a championship. So all them people that says UMass Dartmouth recruits anybody,
No, that's not true.
any
That's not
anybody
true.
just
I
won a
don't like. I don't
title.
like to even hear that because Ryan McCormick does a great job recruiting. He's the hottest recruiter that works Rhode
I
Island.
told them
better
your
than
story
anybody else.
today. I told them that when the recruiter called you and said, "Oh, I want to take a look at this kid," and you said, "Come to the game."
Come to the game. You can't always just look at film. That's what I like about Ryan McCormick. He comes down and he knows the players. He knows my players better than I do. He does his due diligence. He does work. He works hard. He's at more games than anybody else. So for anybody to sit there and say that he just takes anybody, that's not true. I know some talented kids that just wouldn't fit his roster because they're bringing in some really good talent teams and players, and that's how they won it. So shout out to Coach McCormick. I'm sure he'll be at the Super Bowl. I love to see him, and the hottest working recruiter in Rhode Island.
He got a teleport. I think he teleports to each game because and you're right. He had his new jacket on today. So Coach Kaleo said, "Nice jacket." I said, "You get that when you win a championship."
Booyah!
You know what I mean? So salute to you, Mass Davin, winning the championship, man. And they're not done. He's got some good kids that are coming in this season already.
Absolutely.
So yeah, salute to everybody. Salute to Coach Edwards getting it done over there at Brown. Cy Butler getting it done over there at Bryant. They're starting to bring in some recruiters, but UMass is running away with these Rhode Island kids, man. These other schools better do something.
They gotta do their homework. They're gonna come to the games and get to know the coaches. Film doesn't do everything. It does a lot, but come down and talk to the coaches. A lot of us coaches will love to talk to any recruiter. That's what we do. We want what's best for our players. But keep sleeping on UMass Dartmouth. They'll keep on winning. I think you hit the mute button.
Yeah, that's better. I'm sorry. All right, EWG, Coach Fortin, thank you. Congratulations to your staff, to your teams, to your school, because this is a major big deal for your school. They haven't seen any life in football in
Nah,
quite
they're
some
very
time.
excited. They're excited. The kids are excited. Excited. We're gonna have a fan bus to travel some of the student athletes. I mean, some of the students to the Super Bowl. I know a lot of administration is going to be there. The community is going to be there, and this is what this is about. This is why our players work so hard all season. And we got one more game. We're going to go against a tough opponent, and we're looking forward to it.
Speaking of a fan bus, before I let you go, Westerly just now they have a new team bus. It's pretty cool too. They got it nice paint job with the bulldog on it, and it's an idea for a lot of programs. I think they got it off their local bus, the bus company. I guess they have to get rid of these buses after so many years. So instead of auctioning them off, they figured a way to keep it in the program and give it to the sports department. Nice paint job. So it's not a bad idea for you for your school districts. Just think you're spending $300 a bus. Break down, work a deal out with the local bus yard. Get a bus, put a nice paint job on it. It pays for itself in a couple of years,
Absolutely, that's something to look into.
like turf. All right, Coach Fortin. Thank you.
Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate everything that you do. I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, and Mikey, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Thank you. I should have had a theme song in the background. That was like a hallmark moment, Coach Fortin. Thank you, man. You know what?
Yeah.
You've been awesome all year long. I joke around with Cliff, but he already knows. All right, Coach Fortin. We'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Happy
Bye.
Thanksgiving. Bye.
You too.
Coach Fortin checking in, doing his thing. Salute to all the coaches that've been coming on. Thank you. I actually got a lot of that today. A lot of compliments, man, to the podcast. It's been a long time. 5 years doing this, constantly doing this, being laughed at, being criticized. Still doing it. No experience, just doing it. Invested. invest. Just building it up. I just didn't want to have something where you click on the screen and what's going on, Coach Eddie, man? How is everything, man? Salute to Coach Eddie Insco up there at Situate Spartans. They had their first game. Well, they had the last game of the season last night. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, Coach Eddie. It's a lot of work. Situate Spartans, they had, I talked to Coach D early, wished him a happy Thanksgiving. And it was a long season, but I think they're going to be okay. They're young. A lot of you get in these small towns, you're going to fall on these hard times. You're going to fall on these situations. You got to build a program. Tiverton coach is he's stepping down, so that job's going to be available. There's another job that's another program that really went through some tough times this year. So congratulations to that coach for stepping down. I think it's long overdue. Respectfully, he sent two great quarterbacks on to college, Stephen Gaychuk, Matthew Gaychuk. A lot of great kids came out of Tiverton. So I'm sure he's going to be missed up there. Coach Dino Camp, another one that stepped down over at Shea High School. So there's another program that is going to be looking for a head coach. And I definitely hope Mike Murray puts in for that job. I hope Coach Murray is going to be a candidate for that Shea job. But Coach Dino, packing it in after a long time. Is he still going to be the athletic director? What's the future of Shea right now? February, I believe they vote on the new school proposal. That's supposed to be done by 2026. So what is going to, we will good next year. Yeah, I think you will. I think you, Coach D, you're gonna be able to figure that out. Let me see if I got any messages from Coach Pennington or Coach Dunbar. Coach Dunbar is probably still celebrating the big win. What a big deal that was up there. Like, what a big deal that game up there in Westerly. You know what? Let me take a look and see what's going on over here. See if there's anything live by RIIL. No, all the games are done now, man. All the games are done now. Let's take a look at. Let's see. Coventry High School still has their NFHS stream up, I believe. Oh, maybe not. Nope, it's down. But I would recommend getting the NFHS package. It's not really a bad package at all. But thank you to the people that make this possible, man. Shout out to Coldwell Bankers, Coastal Homes, Mark Wright, a presidential award winner. We support the people that support youth sports. Definitely go support Mark Wright if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home. Maybe you have a question. Big support to the sponsors of the Situate Spartan sponsored by the football community. Thank you very, very much. Appreciate your help. I don't think he will stay in D4. I don't see how Narragansett can stay in Division 4. Narragansett should have went to Division 3 last season, but they knew they would have went up there with Narragansett, and they didn't want that smoke. You know what I mean? Congratulations, Coach Dunbar, winning his Thanksgiving Day game as a Bulldog head coach. He got to see the excitement of that game, and he already knows. He pretty much said, Westerly is a great football community. Najee Barrels, man, go on my Facebook page, watch some of the live videos. This guy had the whole place jumping. Matter of fact, we're going to get Najee on. He hasn't agreed to come on, but guess what? We're going to get Najee up here in the building. You know what I mean? Because all the hype that he did, like he had these people jumping. And listen, travel teams, man, definitely reach out to the sports farm. They're looking for teams to come down to Vegas. You want to bring your team down to Vegas, Sports Farm. or tune in on Tuesday nights. We had a couple. We got the Cali Bowl. You want to get down on the Cali Bowl? Providence Hawks. You ready to go? Behind the pads. You ready to go? Reach out to the sports farm. They have a travel team right now. They said we can get guys set up. You know what? I'm glad you said that, Eddie. Something I've been wanting to bring up. Pontigancy just plays Barville, right? They get beat Barville 42 to nothing. They took the loss today. They get beat by Barville. Barville Division One program, right? I think Pontigancy Situate would be a much better Thanksgiving Day rivalry. I think if we moved some programs around and kept it based on community, you know, um, and I'm sure Barville won't have a problem with that. They ain't gonna they smack up on Pontigancy every year. But good thing. I mean, Pontigancy. Imagine seeing them going in and taking down a Division One playoff team in Barville. Broncos, but Coach Ferraro was not going to let that happen. Tough game they had against Central last week. You know, goofball up there. Eric says that was the closest 40 to nothing game he's ever saw. He said for a 40 to nothing game, it was actually pretty close. And I was like, okay, sure it was. Sure it was. But yeah, I think Pontigancy should work something out with Situate and make that a Thanksgiving Day game rivalry. I think it would have a lot more meaning. Definitely shout out to Joshua Surt, one of the best defensive linemen in the MASCAC, ranking second in the conference with 6.5 sacks on the season. Joshua Surt brought down the quarterback at Hanson on September 4th, and then against Husson on September 11th. Worcester State. And, we've seen him do it in a Bulldog uniform all the time. Then twice, a big game with the massive Maritime on October 9th. And at Westfield State. This dude was, Joshua Sir, definitely a big-time player up there at UMass Dartmouth. But I bet UMass Dartmouth's ready to pick on their recruited kids. But Jimmy Cook, what do you think about playing your boy, Coach D, on Thanksgiving? Another Thanksgiving Day game I think that needs to be scratched, Mount Pleasant and Central High School. You know what? Scratch Mount Pleasant Central, right? Get rid of Mount Pleasant Central. Let Central play Barville. Let Situate play Pontigancy. And then we just got to find a spot for Mount Pleasant, and I think we could figure that out too. That wouldn't be too problem. Maybe they go up against Coventry. What's another good rival for them? Costco plays Hope. That's really not a good matchup, and that's why I don't think stats should be used for injury fund games and stuff. Like some of these matchups for the injury fund, even think it's playing a big mixed match. But all right, people, we'll be back. Thank you. Big shout out to all the sponsors, man. Appreciate everything everybody's done. Big shout out to Voice Sports, the Sports Farm. Hey, listen, man, if you're in the Maryland area, man, bring your team to the Game and Style Champion Drive Transportation, your number one source for chartered bus transportation. Stonington Bears game was definitely everything that people thought it was going to be. We're going to talk to Coach Dunbar a little bit later, but get ready because Breakthrough Academy is coming soon. Yes, I'm building a strong team. Good luck, Pontigancy, in the Super Bowl. Who do you like in that Super Bowl, Eddie? We'll see. It's going to be interesting, man. Going to be interesting. All right, we're going to have Coach Dunbar on in 1 minute. All right, we out of here. We'll be right back.